today topic that we are going to discuss in our session, uh, it's called sentiment analysis, right? So sentiment analysis is a part of your NLP, which is simply called as natural language processing. Natural language processing right now is one of the, you can say, a hot topic in data science domain, right? Because you can see every second there are a lot of text is generating over the network. Okay, and you can say with development in your, you can say, entertainment industry, and and kind of increase in the text, right? The LLMs, there are a lot of AI assistant are there, right? So what they are doing, they are developing, they are generating text all over the network, and to process that text, not just to process that text, to understand the meaning of the text, we require a specific method, we require a specific terms to understand. So from that point of view, the NLP becomes very crucial, or NLP becomes very important currently.
Sorry, Sachin. So
Yes,
are
sir.
you sharing the screen?
Not yet. I am sharing the whiteboard now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I mean, are you sharing any screen?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Whiteboard, right? So we are basically understanding the main part here, which is called the NLP. Now, under this NLP, we have a method, we have a process that is called as sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis, right? Now, understand what this sentiment analysis is all about. First of all, we have to understand sentiment. So, if I define sentiment in a simplest way, so sentiments are the opinion, or you can say the uh, hidden opinion in your text, right? That is what we call as a sentiment. To understand it more clearly, you can take an example of, let's suppose, of Netflix, right? So assume that when you start signing in your Netflix account, just a second. When you start signing in your Netflix account, right? As soon as you sign in, it will ask you to the genre, that what kind of genre, what kind of content you want to watch, right? And there are some categories already defined there, right? Everyone getting this? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Now, so how the Netflix is identifying it, that what is what kind of genre content has, whether a series, whether a film, whether a movie is a thriller, a sci-fi, a romantic, right? So how it is identifying it? So to do this, we use a concept, we use a process which is called sentiment analysis. Okay. So technically, the definition of sentiment analysis says that it is the process of classifying whether a block of text is positive, negative, or neutral, right? Right. So this is the basic definition or a kind of a technical definition of the sentiment analysis. Now, coming to the why sentiment analysis is important. Okay. To understand this, let's take an example. Example of, let's suppose, an e-commerce website. E-com. Let's say Amazon. When anyone wants to buy any product from Amazon, right? Generally, what we do, we go to the review first. We read the reviews. Why? Because reviews serves as a kind of method to take to check the uh, kind of a background, or you can say that to check the genuineness of the product, right? Now, in the review, definitely for a product, there will be multiple of reviews. There will be a lot of reviews available. So, are you going to review or are you going to read the entire review? No. Okay. So, what we generally do now, these types of websites like Amazon, Flipkart, right, Alibaba, what they are doing, they generate a summary. If you look closely at the review section of any product, you will find a summary over there. So what this summary is all about, how they are generating this summary. They are generating the summary on the basis of the reviews. And from these reviews, they will classify whether the reviews are positive, negative, or neutral. I hope this is clear to everyone. Any question or doubt anyone have?
It's clear. That's
Okay.
for a particular product, it's going to check all the reviews and then summarize to say, okay,
Correct.
for this product,
Correct.
it seems everybody likes it because most of the reviews are positive. Did they do it product by product or
Correct.
okay?
Right. So for every product, it analyzes the text. Okay. And on the basis of the words, that is whether the words are having a positive inference, whether the words are having a negative inference or a neutral inference. On the basis of that, uh, we can define whether a product is having a positive review or negative reviews or neutral reviews, right? Now, coming to the types, because it's not like that just you got the text and you start working with the sentiment analysis. No, it's not like that. There are types of sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis, right? Here, few, like first we call it as, and which is very common right now nowadays, which is called emotion detection. Emotion detection, right? So the name itself is defining emotion. So let's suppose you are you want to listen to a song, right? Now, what kind of song you want to listen? whether a sad song, whether a romantic song, whether some kind of what we say, motivating song. So all of that, how we are defining it using this method, which is called emotion detection. This emotion detection method is also called as lexicon method. It is also called as lexicon method of sentiment analysis. Right? Now, coming to the feedback, let's suppose feedback or ratings I'm talking about. If you get feedback for a product, feedback or ratings, let's say. Now, feedback or rating is not define any emotion, right? We are not checking the emotion. We are checking whether the customer is happy, whether the customer is average, feeling average, or whether the customer is having a negative response about a product or about a service, right? So according to that, the customer gives the feedback or rating. Now we have to figure out what is the sentiment of it, right? What is the information this feedback is giving to us? So for this purpose, another type of analysis we do, or another type of sentiment analysis do, that is called fine-grained sentiment analysis. So what is this fine-grained sentiment analysis? Understand. Here, we define polarity of the words. Means on the basis of polarity, we figure out that what is the information, or what is the sentiment, what is the aspect of a particular word is, right? Like let's suppose, for example, I can define some categories. Like let's suppose, for example, I can say, oh, sorry, very positive, positive, then negative, very negative, right? Like this. And let's suppose before the negative, we have neutral as well. Neutral, right? This one. So on the basis of, let's suppose if I define the scale for this as well, let's say scale is defined from 1 to 5, right? So 1 for, let's suppose, 5, and very positive is for 5, and 1 is for the negative, lowest is for the negative, highest is for the positive, right? So this is another way of doing the sentiment analysis. Then
Sorry, Sachin. Hello.
yes, sir.
Actually, your
Yes,
voice
sir. Yes, sir.
is sorry. Your voice is sometimes getting a bit broken. Is it because of some audio issues?
No, sir. It's not audio issue. Actually, it's a weather issues here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Fine, fine. Please continue.
sure. Right. So this is how the fine-grained sentiment analysis we basically do. Another type of sentiment analysis that we not generally do, but according to the demand or according to the industry, right? If I talk about current scenario, this is one of the major domain of sentiment analysis or major category of doing the sentiment analysis, which is called multilingual sentiment analysis. Name is suggesting multilingual. Multilingual means when someone is working on a multiple languages, right? Like we have our LLMs. So LLMs can work on lot of languages, right? I can work with English, I can work with Spanish, right? Someone can work with German and other native languages, right? So there is no restriction on NLMs right now. Obviously, when you are generating some text in a different language, you need to understand that, right? Because if someone, let's suppose for example, if I start working on a text which is in some other language, let's suppose I don't know French, and if someone gives me the French text, I can't able to understand that, I can't able to get the information from that. So how I'm going to process it? So for that purpose, we comes with another approach, which is called multilingual sentiment analysis. Okay, and because of its demand right now, it is one of the most complex type of sentiment analysis. Is this clear, everyone? Yes, no? Anyone any question, doubt?
I think it's clear for me.
Okay, thanks. Prince, Jay, no response. Guys, are you in the session?
I think we can go on now.
Hmm. No. So this is what they types here. Now coming to the workflow, that is how we are going to do the sentiment analysis, right? Now understand. Okay. Now see. So here is the workflow. Workflow means that when you get any text, how you are going to process it. Okay. So working on a text requires certain steps, right? And you can't miss any step because it will generate a incorrect output. Okay. So how we are going to process it? First, whenever you get the text, we do the cleaning of it. So cleaning the text. Now the question is that what things we have to clean here, right? So what we clean, example, if you have any HTML tags, you are going to clean them. If you have special characters, then you are going to clean them. If you have any sort of what we say, null values means the values which are not defined, right? That we also clean. So that is what we call as a cleaning process. First we do this, then comes the next step, which is the most important, that is called tokenization. Now what is this tokenization? Understand, the definition of tokenization is breaking down the text into words called as tokens. For example, understand, let's suppose if I give you a corpus. Now what is this corpus? Corpus is simply collection of articles or documents, right? So when you have a corpus, or when you have a kind of a text, a huge text, first of all, what you do, we break down it into individual sentences, and for this we use the method called sent tokenize, right? This will break down your entire corpus into individual sentences. Once we have broke down these sentences, after this apply word underscore tokenize method to get the tokens, right? Clear to this? Yes, no? Everyone clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now here comes next step, which is called removing stop words. Now what is this stop words? Stop words are those words which are not having a literal meaning in your text. Like, for example, a, an, the, of, like this. Okay, so we have to remove it. Now the question is that how we are going to remove it, correct? First thing is that all of the method that we have discussed so far, like word tokenize, send tokenize, stop word removing, all of this will available in your library that is called NLTK, because NLTK is the main library to work with NLP. It stands for Natural Language Toolkit, right? So every method is defined under it. So there is no need to install third library or any different library. Yes, you require some kind of a methods, or you need some methods, you need some classes, right? In NLTK that we define according to the purpose. Like, let's suppose if you want to work with some part of a speech tagging, there you require the perceptron tagger. If you want to work with grammar, if you want to define some grammatical rule, then you require parser. Okay, so according to the purpose, according to the need, we define or we import the or we download the methods and other things. Getting my point? Is this clear, everyone? Yes, no?
Yes.
And finally, we have a step called stemming or lemmatization. Now, what is this stemming or lemmatization do? Actually, it's very important to understand the root word, okay, or the meaning of the words that you are using, that we call as stemming or lemmatization, right? So what we do in this, reducing words to their root form, that we call as a stemming or lemmatization, right? Now, after this, once we have done all of this step, then what you can do, uh, we can create some sort of kind of a we can represent statements through different forms. Like, I can represent the statements in a form of vector that we call as a word to vector, word to vec. Okay, or you can also use bag of words. So these are some methods through which you can identify the similarity between your words. You can figure out how your words, or what is the frequency of your words is in your data. What is the similarity of your words in your data or your text? Clear till this? Yes or no? Now, coming to the approaches, what approach we take? See, so understanding the approach is quite crucial, because there are multiple ways to do the sentiment analysis, and it's not possible to take you can say a single approach every time. So on the basis of that, we have several approaches to sentiment analysis. The very first is called rule based, right? Rule based is nothing. Rule in this rule based, what we do, we use defining rules, that is grammar for the text. Like I can use tokenization. I can use the parsing. I can use lexical method. Okay. So what all of this do? So this approach counts the number of positive and negative words in the given data set. Right. Now, on the basis of it, if you have, you can say, greater number of positive word, we say that your text is positive. If you have negative number of text, higher number of negative words in your text, then we say your text is negative. And if you are not getting higher or lower, means positive and negative numbers or the words are equal, then we say it's a neutral text. Rule based is clear, everyone? Yes, no?
It's clear.
Okay.
Very clear. Thank you.
What about others?
But when you said it uses lexicon method, I thought you said lexicon was more of emotional
Yes,
detection.
definitely.
So how is it used in rule-based?
See, lexicon, what lexicon says? Lexicon says that we are working with emotional, right? So if I define some words which I'm counting as positive or negative, I can count those words, right? Let's suppose I predefine some words. Let's suppose if my text consists of good, best, awesome, right, etc. Like if I get higher number of these types of words, I can say that my text is positive, correct? Same way I can define some negative words on the basis of which I can define my text as a negative, correct?
Okay, got it. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
So
just
that
I'm
is
not
what.
saying it like the way I would have sent tokenization or parsing. Like
No, no, no.
now I'm
It's not like that. It's not like that. It's not like that. Okay. Now here comes another approach, and this is called machine learning, right? And if you have a little bit idea about the machine learning, how this machine learning works, so we know that this approach first of all takes your data. So in our case we have text. So first we have text, then I'm going to define the train and test data, right? So on the trained data, my model will be created. My model will generate. So I will create model, creating model on trained data, right? And uh, you can say checking the efficiency of this trained data on the using the test data, correct? Now see, once we have created this model, now what I'm going to do, what is the purpose of creating this? Using this approach, we can able to predict the next word in our text. For example, if you search anything on Google, let's suppose if you simply write down uh, sentiment, right? You want to learn more about sentiment, and as soon as you write sentiment, the Google gives you some predefined results, correct? So how Google is identifying it, how Google is predicting it, it is because of that Google is getting trained for all of these previous results. He is having a memory, right? On the basis of which it is giving us some output. It is predicting some words for us. Is that fine? Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. And then we have another approach which is quite famous and little bit tough to work with, which is called neural network. Neural network. Now, what is neural network? Can anyone give me any idea about this? Anyone heard about neural network or read or anything? Guys, anyone? Yes, no? Now see. So what is basically neural network? So the neural network terms originate from the human brain, right? Neural means working with the neurons. So just like a human brain neuron process the information, process the data, in the same way, when an artificial neuron, right, process the information, that is called as your neural network. So a neural network consists of multiple components, right, that we have already discussed in our previous sessions. So another approach to work with the NLP or the sentiment analysis is the neural network, right? So here we basically generate some sort of neural network like RNN. It stands for recurrent neural network. LSTM stands for long short-term memory. Another is called gated recurrent unit. Recurrent unit, right? Getting my point? Yes, no?
Yes, I can explain each one.
Huh?
Will you explain each one?
Sure. See, so RNN, the main difference between the three categories of neural network, that is ANN, CNN, and RNN, is that RNN is the only neural network which has a memory layer, right? That is why it keeps the record of your previous searches or previous queries, while ANN and CNN don't have any memory layer. They only process your information. ANN is only able to process the information. CNN we basically use for object detection, right? And RNN we mainly use to work with the uh, predicting words. There you use the RNN. Now there are some shortcomings of RNN, right? That is why LSTM is created. Okay. Right. So understand what basically the difference between the LSTM and RNN and this gated recurrent. Okay, understand like this. Let's suppose, for example, you have one RNN model and one LSTM model. Okay. What is the shortcoming of RNN? That RNN is not developed for the chronological sequences, right? There is no chronology is defined for RNN. Okay, and there are a lot of dependencies are there in RNN. To overcome of this, we defined LSTM, right?
Sorry, what do you mean by there is no chronology in RNN?
Okay, see,
Can you give an example, please?
RNN will not able to store your information for a longer period of time. That was one shortcoming of RNN, right?
Okay,
Here,
but you said it has memory, right? Yeah, you said it
sorry,
has memory layer.
yes, definitely it has a memory, definitely. But see, memory is not like that. It's an abundance of memory, right? Because memory depends on your computation power, the hardware you are using. Correct? It is just like you can say
Got it.
kind of a disk space in your device, right? If you store your data, you will get on a point where you need to either delete or transfer some data. correct? So that you can install more. That was the issue with RNN, because it will not hold your previous data for a longer period of time. To overcome of this issue, we use or we define this LSTM part or LSTM approach. Okay. Another understand. Second, RNN can never define that which part of the context to you can say to show or to carry forward, right? And how much the previous part needs to be deleted. As I said, that memory, obviously they are heavy, it is having memory, but it is in a you can say in a restricted space. So how much memory it should delete, how much memory or how much data it should forget, it's not defined in RNN. That is why LSTM is defined. Okay, getting this or not?
Yes, makes sense.
Right. Similarly, another approach is there, which is called gated recurrent unit. And this is basically we use when we are working with primarily used when working with text, speech, or the most complex analysis in data science domain, which is called time series analysis. Okay. Is this clear? Yes, no?
Okay, it's clear, but how does it work?
Which part? Which part?
Time gated recurrence
Okay.
unit. Can you give an
Understand.
example, please?
Understand. Understand. Right. Here the name gated. What does gated means? This gated means that here we are using the what we call it as, I hope if you heard about it, that in electronics, electronic devices basically, we have gates, and gates, or gates, and or zor, nor kind of gates. Any idea about it?
No, I've never heard that.
Okay, see, so these are some logical electronic devices, right? Not devices actually, component, which works on electrical signals, right? So here, every gate having two types of electrical signals. They receive two types of electrical signals. that is 0 and 1, where 0 means off and 1 means on. Okay, correct? Now
Okay.
understand. Right, understand. So when we say the gated recurrent unit network, so here the main thing is that my network or the recurrent network that we are generating through it consists of gates. Basically, gates are involved in it to process your information, right? And what types of gate we have in it? It's not like that we are using the AND gate, OR gate, or any other. No, it's not like that. Here we use two types of gates, which is called update and reset gate. So what is this update gate? It decides how much information from previous hidden previous hidden state should be trained, sorry, not trained, should be retained, retained for the next step. And then we have reset gate. So what does reset gate do? For the purpose of it? Right. So okay. Right. So what is reset gate? What's the purpose of it? This gate determine how much of the past hidden state should be forgotten. Okay. Now it is clear. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Anyone, any question or doubt? What happened? Yes. Anyone, any question or doubt? No one. Okay. Now, let's have an example that how actually we work uh, with kind of a text, right? That is to do the sentiment analysis. So for this purpose, let me do one thing. Okay. So for this purpose, I am using here one data set which is called, okay, I am having one data set here. Right. Here you go. So the name of this example is called as stock sentiment analysis. And here we are going to do some sentiment analysis about the stock headlines, not the prices, first of all, remember. Okay. So if you are having a collab file, so you have to first import it into your Jupyter, just like I have done here. Once you mount your drive, you will able to uh, upload the content of the collab onto your Jupyter, because I hope most of you are using Jupyter instead of collab. So I am discussing it on Jupyter instead of collab. Right. Now see, after mounting the you can see after mounting the drive, we are importing the essential libraries. So first of all, we are importing the NumPy and Panda. Now, how many of you have the knowledge about the NumPy and Panda? First of all, how many of you understand NumPy?
I've heard about it a few times. Used in data analysis.
Okay. See, so here NumPy stands for numerical Python. Means whenever you want to work with number, not actually number, right? Whenever we say number, it doesn't mean working with a mathematical way. No, number means here we are dealing with arrays. In Python, the main aspect of working with NumPy is working with arrays. It gives you the functionality to work with array. Okay.
And pandas?
Panda stands for panel data analysis. The main purpose of this library is to handle the files and working with the files. Like, for example, if anytime you want to work with any sort of file like CSV, text, HTML, JSON, right? Any type of file, stats file. Okay, Panda gives you the function for it to import into your Jupyter or the Python environment. That is why in a line second here, I am using pd.read_csv. So PD stands for Panda because under the Panda, the read CSV method is defined. That means I can read the CSV file through the Panda's help. Clear? Yes, no? Guys, everyone?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Now, we have imported the file, which the file name stands for the stock headline.csv. Okay. So if you check the columns we have, first of all, we are exploring the basic information from the data set. So the first step, we are checking the columns here. So df.columns is the method that we are using here. Using this, I can see what are the columns we have. So you can see my columns starts from the date till date top 25, right? And using the shape method, we can figure out how many row and columns we have. So currently I have having in the data set 4,101 rows and 27 columns. And using the head method, I can check the initial of the data set. So this is how my data set look like. So the label date is third of first Jan, 3rd of Jan 2000, then 4th of Jan 2000, 5th of Jan. So it's a day-wise data, correct? And label is given to it. Top one, a hindrance to the operation, the scorecard. So this is how the headlines is defined into your data set. Getting my point? Clear?
Please, can you explain that again, please? The data set part, please.
Which part?
The
See,
data
so
set last.
data set consists of 27 columns, right? And as I said, that these columns are about the headline. There are multiple stock companies are there, right? Or the stock of multiple companies are there, and every time companies are in headlines. Let's say, for example, recently when I think Microsoft or Google, I'm not remembering exactly, uh, there is a layoff, but not layout, mass layoff. Correct? I think 6,000 or something like that. People has laid off from their job, right? And all of a sudden, the company's stock gets down. Okay, so that is how these headlines are put it into this data set. Now, yes or no?
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay. Now see. So here label is defined is a binary attribute which consists of zero, that is a stock price goes down or stays the same, and one representing stock price goes up. Okay. So if you just explore the data set, you will see some label will 0 and some are 1. Okay. Yes, no, clear. Yes, guys, everyone. Any question or doubt in this part? No. So once we have got the initials from the data set, now I am generating the first, or you can say first step of any analysis, that is called the EDA, that is visualizing your data. And for this purpose, I'm using the uh, library Matplot and Seaborn. These are the two primary library that you can use anytime to do the visualization in Python. Okay, it's not like that both will work, but both will work parallelly. In Matplot, you will get very basic kind of you can say very basic graph, while in Seaborn there are some advanced graphs are defined. Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now here, first of all, I'm importing both the libraries. Now using the count plot, I am counting the label, right? If you remember, we are having label 0 and 1. So we are counting that how many we are having 0 and how many we are having 1. So that we know that how many stocks are going low, going down, and how many are going up, right? Now on the x-axis, I am taking label and data. Now this data is the parameter in which you are going to define your variable. Okay, variable for the importing of the data set. When you imported the data set, what variable you have defined? So I have defined the df for that, right? Now on the x label, I am putting the stock sentiments, that is 0 is for down or same, and 1 is for up. On the y label, I am defining count. So when you execute it, you will see that here you will get the count of your stock prices.
Move up a little bit, please. I maybe I lost you. Move down a little bit, please. Can you please explain the plot figure and SNS count plot again, please? I understand the X label.
Sure.
Sure. Thank
See,
you.
so what is this PLT dot figure? function, that is figure, PLT stands for matplot library. See, okay. So PLT is referring to matplot. So I am referring to matplot, and from that I am using a function here that which is called figure. So using the plt.figure, I am defining the figure size. Figure size means what will be the size of your output, okay, of your graph. So I'm defining 8 by 8. That is 8 width and 8 is the height of your graph. You can manipulate it, okay. And then from the SNS dot, that is SNS is cbound. From that library, I am using one function which is count plot. So count plot means counting the data points. Whenever you want to count plot, whenever you want to count the data point. Data point means those data points which are having in categorical data. Okay.
Got it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So once you get this, once you execute it, you will see these are the counts we are having of my stocks. That is 0 and 1. Everyone done? Clear to this? Any question or doubt you have? Now, after this, here we are starting with the cleaning process. As I mentioned while discussing the sentiment analysis, the first thing is we need to do the cleaning, right? So here we started with it. First, I'm checking whether any NA is available or not. That is whether any cell having NA or not. Okay. So using the is NA function, I am figuring out whether any column consists of NA or not. So I'm Boolean output for it. That is false. So there is no NA available in false, sorry, in date column, in label, in top, and the rest of the columns. There is no available, NA is available. Correct? Now, here we are dropping the NA because in the 23, 24, 25, we are having some NA values available. So we are dropping it. After dropping it from the 4,101 rows, we are left with only 4,098 rows. Correct? Yes, no?
Not clear on that. I thought you said it was 27 rows earlier.
Okay. Previously, how many rows we have?
Oh, I'm looking at line 52, the output.
Hmm. I'm asking in the first, I'm talking about this. Previously, I have 4,101 rows.
Mm-hmm.
After dropping the NA,
Okay.
not clear?
I don't see a drop though. Did you drop any columns?
No?
What line? What line is that? Okay. Is that line 52 drop NA? Okay. All right. Got it.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Yes, got it, got it, got it. Okay. So when it says train size now, you have 3,972 rows. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. What about the second one that says test size? What's the difference between
No.
train size and test size? What's the difference?
Okay. Understand this way. Here comes the train and test. Train test, right? Um, let's understand through an example. Assume like this that you are okay. Assume like this that you are having an exam. Let's say exam for role of data analyst, right? Now, what you want? Do you require or not require actually? Do you want kind of a mm, do you want good number of days to prepare, or you want less number of days to prepare?
I want the maximum number of days to prepare so I can get a good grade.
Correct, 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 right. Correct. Getting good grade. Okay, remember this point. You want maximum number of days to get good result. Okay, now understand. Let's suppose if I give you 5 days, what will the probability that you will crack the interview or the exam? Randomly? Any guess?
You said you're looking for the probability?
Huh?
I'll probably do better if I
Correct,
have 5 days. Yes. Probability is that I'll probably do well in 5 days. But if you give me a day to prepare, I would do worse.
huh? Let's suppose for example, and okay, fine. Uh, if I give you instead of 5, if I give you 10 days, in that case, will the probability go high or low?
Very high. And I'll pass.
Very high. Correct. Right. Now see. Same thing happen with our data. What we are doing here, we are creating a model. Model for what? Model for prediction? Yes, no? We are developing a model for prediction, right? Now, if the model gets uh, if the model gets low data to learn, will the model gives us the highest accuracy or not? Will it able?
Low data, highest prediction. Higher prediction. High data, high
Higher
data.
prediction.
Yeah, sorry. Low data, higher prediction. Exactly. Yes. High data, lower prediction.
You are getting wrong. You're getting wrong. Let me ask this question. Let's suppose you are you are creating a model, okay, prediction. Okay, forget that. Let's take a real-time example. Have you used ChatGPT?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now assume like this, that this ChatGPT is only having or only trained using 2 years of data. Will it give the latest result?
No, you need historical data for ChatGPT to give you accurate results.
Correct. And if I say that I have provided this ChatGPT last 50 years of data, the accuracy get high?
Accuracy gets
Yes,
higher,
no?
of course. Yes.
Right. I will get more better result, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Right. The same logic apply here. Assume this ChatGPT is your model. If you give low or small amount of data, accuracy is down. If you give it high amount of data, then accuracy is high, right? So what we do when you get data, we design, train, and test. This train data is the data on which we train the model, and generally it is large ratio of data. While for the testing purpose, we are having this test data, which is smaller ratio of data. Generally, we divide that into 75-25 default ratio. That is 75% of the entire data goes to train, while 25% goes to the test. Yes, no, clear? Now, purpose of train and test.
Very clear, sir.
Okay. So the same thing we are doing here as well. Data, I need to create a train and test. For that purpose, we are copying the data, that is the data from the row date column, which is lesser than this, that is 1/1/2015 goes to the train, and that is 31/12/2014 goes to the test. So that is how we are creating the train and test data here, right? And now you can check that once we have created the train and test data, so here we have column from the train, and then we are splitting the data set on the basis of the rows, right? That is from the train and test that I have defined, right? I am creating Y train and Y test.
So you're using
Right?
Y to you're using Y to split the data sets, correct? Y train to
Correct.
and Y test. Okay, good.
Y train and Y test are the variable I am defining for the train and test data. This is not the method. This is the variable I am defining. You clear on this? Yes, no?
Yes, very clear. I'm clear. Thank you.
Okay. Now, as I said, that the library to work with NLP is NLTK. So first we have to download it, right? So we are importing the NLTK. Now here, remember one thing is that if you are just starting with NLP, means it is your first time to start with NLP, then definitely NLTK is not available. So first you need to install it. Okay. And how to install any library? Anyone knows how to install?
Please, sure.
Sure. See, if you want to install any library, okay, I'm not just talking about the NLTK, but it is about any library. So what you need to do without this comment, right? Remove this hashtag. So you use exclamation mark, pip install, and library name. Library underscore name. This is how you install any library. If you want to install NLTK, you will give pip exclamation mark pip install NLTK. If you want to install Cborn, give it exclamation mark pip install Cborn, like that. Getting everyone?
I don't know if it's a glitch I'm having, but I didn't see what you typed in there. Are you in line 17? Block 17?
I haven't shared this. Block 17.
Block 17. Yeah, my screen is frozen. I don't know. Could anyone see it? Can anyone else see what he just typed? Seaborn? Okay, there you go. There it
No,
is.
no, no.
Oh,
You are having this
you're having this
second line in
second
the
line
comment.
and comment. Yes, that's how you install a library, right? So you want to install the PIP library and the library name, right?
Hmm.
Mm. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So the name part will be Seaborn, correct? Where you have name, that would be Seaborn or whatever you want to install, correct?
Correct. Correct.
Correct. Correct. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So once I have installed or imported the NLTK, then stopwords. Basic thing about NLP and sorry NLP is stopword. We have to remove stopwords, right? And we know what are stopwords. Stopwords are those words which are not having any literal meaning in your text. So using the NLTK don't download the stopwords, we are downloading the stopwords here. Now coming to the corpus. What is corpus? Corpus uh, corpus means a collection of text, right? Okay. Everyone, yes, no, guys, clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Now, another method I'm importing here, which is called stemmer. Stemmer is the function here or the class here, which gives us the root meaning of the word. Because in our data, we have a lot of text, and I want to get into the root of the text, right? So that is why I am importing here this stemmer. Correct? Now, then in the cleaning part again, I'm removing the punctuations and if there are any special character. So what I'm doing here in the train data, I'm replacing all the text, whether any special character, a lowercase character, or a uppercase character with a blank value. Regex true. That means in your regular expressions, we are replacing it, and in place stands for in the original, you can say original data. In place of original data, we are replacing it. The same thing we are replacing in the test as well. Correct? Yes, no? Okay. Guys, is this fine?
Perfect.
Okay. Right. So it's fine. So let's do one thing. Let's continue this in the next session because I need to start another session. Okay. So we will continue this in the next. I hope all of you will be available in next session as well.
Hey, Sachin,
Right?
when is the next session start? When does the next session start, Sachin?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday? Okay, cool, perfect. Do you have another one of these
Yes, next Saturday, same time.
Okay, do you have another one after this or no? That's it for today.
No, no. Today as well, I have another session, but on different topic.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Goodbye.
You're awesome. You're awesome, Sachin. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice talking.